Target 5 cards in your graveyard except Jar of Avarice. Shuffle all 5 into the deck, then draw 1 card. You can only activate 1 Jar of Avarice. So you can't put back Jar of Avarice with Jar of Avarice. So I don't think playing more than 1 is smart. So this being a trap makes it inherently worse than something like even Pot of Dichotomy, even with its restrictions. But you get to put back any cards as opposed to just monsters. You don't draw 2 cards, but you draw 1. And you can only activate 1 Jar of Avarice. I'm not particularly sure on what deck could make use of this, but any deck or any strategy that wants to recycle cards, Jar of Avarice is fine. Mainly because Pot of Avarice is banned in the TCG. And Pot of Dichotomy is pretty bad. I guess one good thing about this card, being a trap, is that it's chainable. And you can play it in response to your opponent targeting it with something. For this card to even emulate some type of function that Pot of Avarice did, it would have to be set for at least a turn, and it would have to be something as simple as Lone Fire, into something synchro, have 5 engraved, then Jar of Avarice them back. And that's another reason why I think you should only play 1, because you don't want to draw another Jar of Avarice. And you can't put Jar of Avarice back with Jar of Avarice. Like every pot and or jar card, they've been infinitely worse after Pot of Greed, because they can't make that card again. I don't doubt that Jar of Avarice may see some play. And if it does see play, it's probably going to be a one-of. If you really want to recycle shit, I guess if you're playing some junk synchro-centric type shit, I guess whether it being a spell or trap makes very little difference. If cards in your graveyard are being threatened, you can chain this card in response. If they're going to target this card with destruction, you can chain it in response. This card don't go in everything, damn that, regardless of it being able to put any cards back. Because certain stuff you just don't want to draw again. Primarily traps. I mean, I guess if you put back some spells, that's cool, but are you really going to have like 5 spells that you want to put back? Isn't the entire point nowadays with the game is having the ability to search things? Unless you're putting back Reinforcement of the Army, or Emergency Call, or any of them shits, I don't really see Jar of Avarice being used in a lot of decks. But that's just me. So, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Appreciate that shit. If you want to support me or something, all I ask is for you to spend literally seconds out your day and click an advertisement. That money goes towards me paying my end of the rent to live here. And I'd be grateful and appreciative if you could find some time to help a brother out. I keep saying it's worse because it's a trap, but it's true because you have to set it before you can use it. It ain't like we have Makiora. That actually gave me a thought. Jar of Avarice or Makiora in traditional. But then you have Pot of Avarice too. Never mind.